to talk about table saw extensions. Router Table Depot has 2 of them, and we get tons of questions about the Router Table Depot brand, about mounting it and how you mount it to the saw. First question we get is, hey, will this fit my rigid saw or my Craftsman saw or my, fill in the blank? And the answer is, I don't know. But the key dimension is this. They have to be 27 inches deep, and that's an industry standard depth, which most contractor saws are manufactured at. That's the key dimension. Everything else you can work with. So how do you mount it? Well, the Router Table Depot brand is made to be a universal fitting extension. Okay, the benchstock's top is a little thinner, and it will fit on a cabinet saw as well, because those dimensions are 27 inches. But this particular Router Table Depot brand will fit on a contractor saw. So there's so many brands out there that it's almost impossible to make a top that fits, that's pre-drilled for every single saw. It would just be a mess, and it would be ugly. So what you have to do is look at what the manufacturer gave you for a head start. If you look at the saw on the left or the right side, mostly the right, you will see some mounting holes, or you will see some brackets, or you will see some way that they have attached their extension table, and that's your starting point. You have to look and see what they have. If they have holes, great. Then you can mount the table and just drilling holes through the frame, and I'll show you that in a second. But the key is they're all different. So I can't say, hey, for this, do this. We would be here all day. In woodworking, you're more or less going to have to modify stuff. That's kind of the way it works in the workshop, because of different climates and different humidity levels and different tools, and some have older tools and some have newer tools, and yada yada. It just kind of goes on and on and on. So we'll get back to that in a second. Some common ways to mount the saw are using the little L brackets or the 90-degree brackets. You can buy them at Home Depot, or you can buy them at Lowe's, or you can buy them anywhere. These are really common on Delta saws, and you might already have them on there, which on my Delta saw, that's what we did. They were right there, and boom, it was easy. You can also drill into the extension for screwing and bolting this to your saw, and I'll show you that in a picture in here in just a second. The key is you want to make sure that the table sits flush to the saw, obviously, and it's a little hard to line it all up by yourself. And I would highly recommend putting some legs on the support end, or if you mount the saw, the table to the right end of your saw, it would be on the right end of the table. This gives it some strength. There should also be a support on the fence side of the table. Some manufacturers set you up better than others, so take a look underneath. You may be surprised there may be a bracket already there, or a pre-drilled hole. On this particular example, this is a Delta fence. If you're looking underneath the table, you'll see a hard a piece of wood with a bolt going through. That's a shim that we made to hold up in a pre-drilled hole that Delta already gave us. So just put a bolt through there, kind of wiggle my fingers in there, tighten it all up, and it works awesome. It gives some nice support there on the fence. Back to the legs. Some saws include them. Delta includes them, or on my Delta saw, I should say. Making them is really easy, and it's probably cheaper. You could even, dare I say, make them out of 2x4s and have a good strong support. This is the Delta saw leg. As you can see, it's just, a piece of tubing with a bracket. It's screwed straight into the bottom of the table of the insert, and that's totally fine. That's all you need to do. Your legs could be made so that they can hold a shelf system, or maybe even drawers. Now, here's the base that I was talking about. It has a wood base that goes all the way around. It's flush to the mounting side of the table. So you can drill through this. You can screw into it. You can put a bolt through there. You can put your angle iron, whatever that you need to do with your saw. That base, that's what it's there for. it helps. It's actually pretty darn versatile, and it's pretty handy. Again, the router table and the bench dog, you'll notice the bench dog is much more expensive, and one of the reasons is it's cast iron. That's fine. The bench dog saw top is a little smaller than the Router Table Depot brand. You just have to kind of decide what you're going to use it for and what your best bang for the buck is. If you get a question, fire it off. questions@routertabledepot.com. That's the best way to get a hold of us. You can use our phone number, but sometimes we're out in the shop and we don't hear it. If you email it, it goes right to our BlackBerry. If you leave a phone number and you need to talk to a person, probably me, go ahead and do that. Do some research. Just read on, and the choice will become clear. I hope this helped, and you can do it. This top here, you'll make a good decision, and I hope this